Hey guys, so today, as you can see, I put the stock box back in, sort of a winter precaution, because as you can see, I don't have that guard anymore. Whoever worked on the car before I owned it threw that away. It's amongst other bits and pieces we've talked about before. So to keep that air cone from getting all wet and nasty and the car sucking water up into the intake, I put the stock box back in for the winter. But I do run a K&N drop-in filter. There's a K&N drop-in filter in here. But alright, so we're going to start it up, check for some... I want to make sure there's no vacuum leaks anywhere, and then we will get on with a shakedown run. I noticed yesterday, man, stuff just don't line up anymore. But I noticed yesterday that it was using quite a bit of gas. We had to go to Grand Rapids I had a neurologist appointment to figure out some issues I've been having with some involuntary movements that are possibly caused by anxiety and or my medications that they have me on for anxiety. So anyway, let's start it up and check for some vacuum leaks. And take it for a little run, and then when I get back, I'm going to readjust everything because it's not sitting quite right. Oh yeah, it's a cold start. Car hasn't run yet today. But check for stuff real quick, and then I'll explain exactly why I do this in the wintertime for this car. But yeah. So it seems to be running good. Gets all kinds of angry when I leave with the key in my pocket. So let me pause this a second, put my seatbelt on, and then we'll take her for a run, and I'll explain why I do this in the wintertime, exactly why I do this in the wintertime, and some other things that I've been thinking about lately. So, alright, we're back. Let's go for a little drive on this. Look, this is how cold it is here now. 39 degrees, people. Michigan don't play. It goes from summer to winter. We don't get a fall, usually. Just boom. It actually snowed the other day here. I saw some snowflakes floating. It wasn't like nothing to talk about, but it was definitely snow. Because basically what we're trying to do is, with this intake situation, is because it gets so cold and wet here, I put that box back in the winter. I've done this the last 2 winters I've owned this car. I put the stock box back in it. That always happens in the winter too. It don't happen in the summer, but in the winter, when I hit my turn signal, the wipers flip on for some reason. It's really weird. But basically, I don't know why this camera is so white. I'm gonna have to fix that. But basically, with the cooler temperatures, the cold air intake would actually keep the car in an open loop longer because it's not warming up as fast, and sucking in more air, colder air. So I do it for that reason, although the K&N does produce better airflow than a stock filter. And the car will be actually a little quieter with the stock box in it. I've noticed that it runs a little quieter with the stock box in it, which is fine. I'm actually been thinking about getting some tips or something put on it, taking the factory little things off the bumper and putting some tips on it, try to get some of the drone out of it, because it's cool. I like the sound of it sometimes, but sometimes I got a headache and I'm like, or something, and I'm like, dude, the thing is just drony, especially on the highway. 75 miles an hour all the way to Grand Rapids, just all the way there. I don't know. I guess I'm getting old. I'm getting old, folks. I'm just like 2-3 months out from being 40 years old, and I guess I'm getting to where I still like the sound. I just don't like the drone. So I am thinking about switching up the exhaust system just a little bit. And also I was thinking, with these intake mods, trying to get more airflow and better airflow into the engine, but does it really do anything? Because the computers in these cars are designed to run them at a certain criteria, and unless you change that criteria with a tune or something, they really don't perform any different. And then are you just funneling in more air than the engine can take? So there's that too. Been thinking about that. So I don't know. With the miles on this car, I want to do a bunch of mods to it, but at the same time, hopping up a car with will be 200,000 miles here probably in the next year or so. Is it worth it? I don't know. So I guess that's where I'm at with that. I really don't understand why there's such a white hue in here. It's weird. It's not even that bright outside. It's kind of a cloudy day. So I don't know. But yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at with this car. I do plan on doing some work to it. Bunch of maintenance work, actually. I'm gonna see if I can get this transmission to, act a little bit better. It acts funky, especially when it's cold and wet out. And that's about it, really. Got transmission, gotta do front struts, so I might as well do rear shocks too. I got a couple of more exterior mods, and one interior mod that I'm gonna do. As far as throttle bodies go, I learned something the other day that I didn't know, because I'm not a Mustang guy. I don't know diddly damn squat about Mustangs other than, they're a performance vehicle by Ford. I've driven, 2 Mustangs in my life. I learned how to drive a stick in a Mustang, but we're talking about a 1980 Mustang with an inline 6 and a 4-speed. It was basically an overgrown Escort. So a buddy of mine's got an 05 Mustang with a V6. We're kind of like the V6 brigade around here. And he's telling me his car only has a 60mm throttle body on it. And I was really surprised by that, because these Chargers come with a 74mm, and the Hemis have an 80mm. So I'm kind of wondering, plus I was reading the Overkill website, and he mentioned to do throttle body last, like just do it last, because without the tune, it ain't gonna make a difference. So I'm kind of thinking I might not do that. I might still do the lower intake upgrade, because why not? If it could breathe a little bit better, cool, and it might help with the 1 or 2 miles per gallon or something. And with these boats, man, you get all the mileage you can get, because I know in town I'm only getting around 18, 19 miles a gallon, and I'm used to more. The car I had before this, was a Mercury Grand Marquis, which wasn't any better on gas, but I drove a Ford Taurus for a little while, and it was just a plain Jane 02 Taurus SE with a 3.0 Vulcan engine in it, and that car would get 27 miles a gallon. I mean, I don't know. I bought it from a mechanic, and he had that thing tuned right. I mean, I would get 27 consistently, 27 miles a gallon out of that car just driving around town. And I was getting like 35 on the highway with it. So, gotta save where you can, I guess. But looks like overall the car's running pretty good. Definitely a lot quieter with his stock box on it. I do like the sound it has in the summertime with that intake on it. But look at here. Coming up, we got looks like a Saturn Sky. Yep. It's a Saturn Sky red line. That was sweet. I don't know if you guys saw it. I had to kind of slow down. The streets in this town are really narrow. So. But alright guys, enough of me rambling. I just wanted to, tell you why I put the stock air box back in her in the winter, because it looks like I'm driving her, I guess. I can't tell. I've been kind of keeping a track on that stimulus check, and I know I shouldn't count on it, but I've been keeping track on it, and it's like they pass it, and then they don't pass it, and then it's a mess. Washington, D.C. is a mess. As far as I'm concerned, both parties are stupid and don't get the job done. And people rooting for one side or the other, that's dumb too. We all live here, and we need each other. We all need each other to live. We do. We need people to fix the roads. We need people to fix the lights when they're out. You need people. So if you're sitting around with an attitude thinking you don't need anybody, trust me, you need people. But anyways, guys, that's enough of me rambling and ranting. I'm going to get off because this video is getting long. I just wanted to take the car on a little run. Make sure it was good. It's definitely driving. It's driving a little bit better this morning with the stock box back on it. I had him and haw on that. Seems like when the weather's colder, it needs that stock box on there to kind of behave itself, because it's designed to run that box and the tubing. So, the computer adjusts for that, and there it is. But, once we start doing more mods, we'll definitely let everybody know. I'm definitely going to test stuff out on this car. I can't wait to get like a roar pedal and stuff. I'm looking at roar pedals instead of pedal commanders, or pedal box, or something like that. There's a million of them out there, so I'm probably just going to go with the cheapest one that I can find and just test it out. But alright guys, we got a long video. The camera work's not so great. I don't know what's going on with this white hue. I guess I gotta mess with the settings on this thing. But we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.